Hi YouTube, Mr. Dodo8449 here. Time for a layout update. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos just due to work and so on, and it might be a while till the next one comes out as well. I'm going on holiday again. I've got quite a lot on at work at the moment, so I'll try and get another video up, but I cannot tell you when it will be done. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do a little layout update. I've been working on it kind of in the evenings every now and then, so we'll see what we can do. I've done the left and right hand side of the riverbank, which I'm going to show you, and then we'll move on to the second part of the video afterwards. So I'll swing round to the right. As you can see the area, I hope you can see the area which I've been working on. I've added... I'm not entirely sure what it is actually. If I can find out what it is, I'll put something on the screen now so you can see. But anyway, as you can see in there, there's light and dark coloured grass in there. It's more, I'm going for more of a shrubs, overgrown kind of look here as opposed to static grass. In there I've added a little bit of yellow just to give it a different colour and so on. And the plan is to add a couple of natural flower, some wildflowers and so on, but I've got to work out how I'm going to add that detail to it. As well as that, I've added a path that kind of runs right along the river bank in there, if I can speak today. As you can see here, just runs where that is done simply with brown wood chip scatter material. I think it looks quite good. It just gives it a little bit of different kind of depth. But again, when I add the final detail and so on, I will kind of make it look a little more overgrown and so on. Left hand side is very similar, to be honest, to the right hand side. I'll just slide this ever so slightly closer. There we go. But obviously, as I've got the fallen tree in there, the path has had to go kind of up and around it, as you can see up here. I've also had a little bit of detail going up between the two tracks, but yeah, it's a very similar idea in that it's more shrubs than static grass and a lot more overgrown. And again, I'd like to add little bits of detail like wildflowers and so on. Right, so that is basically the detail which I've been adding. The reason why I'm not showing you and not covering very well is I'm going to be doing the exact same technique in other areas of the layout, which will be a lot easier to see, so I'll explain more when I do that. So you might be asking the reason why I'm kind of rushing through to get this all done. Well, the next stage is to actually put the track on it, to be honest. I've now got to a point where I need the track down so I can start building the scenery over the top of it and so on. So because of this, I need to get the bridge. We need to place the bridge in, and we actually need to get it stuck down. It doesn't need to be like the scenery fitted into it and move around and so on, but it needs to at least be in place. I'm going to place the track on it, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. So I'm going to try and very briefly explain how I attach and then stick my track down. Okay YouTube, so for setting the track, this is the way I do it. Everyone has different ways of doing it, but to make sure you get perfect conductivity of all the electricity through all of the track, so what I do is I just solder over the fish plate. So try and do it as small as you can. Unfortunately, I haven't got an amazing soldering iron. It's hot enough, but the tip's too big, and I use solder which has got flux mixed in with it, whereas normally it's probably best to just use flux separately. Anyway, I'm going to solder these up here quickly as you can see doing the device. Now, so what I've got here is my point and a piece of flexi track. So what I'm doing is I'm soldering the flexi track first. The reason being is then when I flex it, this end here is going to stay nice and level and parallel, and it's going to be a perfect joint. So I'm going to do this off camera because I'm going to be in the camera the entire shot, so you won't actually see anything. So when I come back, hopefully I should have a piece of flexi track soldered on this side and on this side of the point. So I have finished the track now. It's all stuck down, well, at least the track plan is, so I'm quite happy with how it's looking now at the moment. I'll just hold it up and swing it from the camera. You can sort of get a rough idea of how the track looks. It sort of weaves all over the panel, which is how I really want it. I think it'd look quite good if there's just a loco running on it or something. So the piece down the bottom is where the old broken line is. I'm going to be putting a buffer stop there, and I'm going to be using it as a little siding. I'll come back to the end of the track in a minute. If we look on the top, you can see the newer track which goes over the bridge. I have checked it with a coach. It is quite tight, which is kind of how I designed it, but there is enough room for a coach to go over the top. I'm if we just keep swinging along to the end, it straightens up as it leaves off the end of the board. So as I said, we'll come back to this piece of track, which will be a siding. Now this is the old piece of track where the bridge broke off. Now I'm trying to get an angle where you can just see them there. Is what I've done is I've bent and cut some of the rails, so instead of it just being like a cut flush at the end, I wanted to look like it kind of collapsed, and the company that ran the railway, instead of just getting rid of it, they just cut it where they could, just to, you know, remove any of the stuff from the river and so on. They just left bits. So I'm going to put a few sleepers in there and bits of offcuts and wood and a few rails and so on, just to make it look like it was collapsed, and they kind of in a rush job cleaned it up and built this new bridge, which is what I'm really going for. As well as that, I may be adding a little bit of track just up here. I haven't quite decided yet if I'm going to do that or what, or I might just leave like a one rail or something like that. It's really simple. That will just sort of symbolise that there was once a track there. So as I said, I'm really happy with how this is looking now. I'm especially happy with how the river is looking. The river base is, I think it's looking really good actually. To be fair, the camera is actually making the river bed look a lot whiter than it actually is. Those white stones are actually a lot more duller and a lot more grey in colour. But I think when the realistic water goes on top of that, which I'm trying to do something a little bit different with that, so you just have to wait and see what happens with that when I get to that stage. But yeah, when the realistic water goes on top of that, hopefully I'll be able to get about 5 mil of water in there. I'll give real good depth to it, and I think it will look really good. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that's come out, how that's looking all under the bridge and everything. So yeah, I think I'm going really well. So that is going to be it for this video. I have got quite a lot on in the next few weeks, as I said at the start of this video, so I'm not sure when the next video will be uploaded, but hopefully it won't be too long. We'll just have to see what I can do in my free time. But that is it for this one. I really love to hear what you guys are thinking about the layout, how you think it's coming along, has you learned anything. I'm trying to do this in a way where you can get realistic looking scenery without having to spend too much money. So yeah, I think it's going quite well so far. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again in a while. Bye for now.